Hi everyone. Welcome back to Dave's Math Channel. I'm your host David Tare, and this is my continuing feature on the Math Lovers book, a 3-volume series I wrote from 2019 to 2022 that's available on Amazon.com, both in paperback and on Kindle. In case you guys are interested in purchasing it, or part of it. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but I'm now on chapter one. I just started chapter one yesterday, which is on complex numbers. This is in volume one, chapter four, on complex numbers, and this is my second video on that. Today, I'm going to talk about an important construction called the Argand diagram, better known as the complex plane. Anyway, let's begin. So I think I mentioned this yesterday. Um, I introduced the imaginary unit I, which is the square root of -1. And I also mentioned that we have these numbers called complex numbers, which are numbers of the form x plus yi, where x and y are real numbers. And you can think of them as vectors in two dimensions. And another way to say that is that they belong to what's called the complex plane, which was originally called the Argand diagram. There was a French mathematician named I think it was Jean Argand. I can't remember his first name. Yeah, Jean Robert Argand, who came up with this interpretation of complex numbers in 1806. I guess a little over 200 years ago. And, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, so I'll just cut to the chase and show you a picture. And this picture, you can see it's a two-dimensional picture. It's just a picture of, I guess, 7.7 complex numbers, which we represent as points in two dimensions in the complex plane. And for instance, the number 0, that just sits at the origin. The way you construct a number, I'll just tell you the general method for doing this. So if you have a number of the form x plus yi, that's a general complex number. Then the way you represent that number is you represent it as a point where you mark it x units to the right of the origin. So you can see the x-axis is the horizontal axis. It's just the way you probably learn this in grade school, or at least in high school, how to plot points in two dimensions. It's just you're just plotting points. So it's really, you can think of the number x plus y I as the number x comma y, the point x comma y. And I think you learned that you graph that point by going x units to the right of the origin and y units up. Or if x is negative, you go, the absolute value of x units left. And if y is negative, you go the absolute value of y units down. So I'm sure you guys all learned that. So you do the same thing with complex numbers. That's how you plot it. And so you can just think of complex numbers as points in this Argand diagram, also known as the complex plane. And as we do more, as we get into more sophisticated, operations involving complex numbers, we're going to learn how to do arithmetic. You're going to see there's some very nice geometric interpretations of how to do arithmetic geometrically using the Argand diagram or the complex plane. This is just an introduction to it. So that's pretty much all I have to say for today on the Argand diagram or the complex plane. Anyway, thank you for watching. Long live math, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.